guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So we're here for another one of our 3 in 30 alphabet challenges. We are up to the letter T. So this week what I thought we could do is tickets. So tickets and tags, that kind of thing for the letter T. So I just want to quickly share this product with you that I have downloaded, which I may or may not end up using for this. But I saw a fabulous video by Caroline's Craft Tree. If you haven't checked out her video and her shop, I will try and remember to link her below, because she just does lovely projects and she has the most awesome kind of vintage ephemera, digi things in her shop. So she happened to just literally be launching these vintage tickets, which I just thought, wow, perfect for this, challenge. Sorry, losing my words today. Perfect for this challenge. So I just downloaded those, and it's a 2-page download. I have printed out several copies because I'm not quite sure of the projects that I'm going to be doing yet. So I thought I'll print off a few and then, can experiment and kind of have a play around. But go and check out her Etsy, because she has lots of really lovely goodies. So yeah, this is those. So I'm just going to move those to one side. What else have I gathered along for our challenge? I have brought along some of these kind of old scrapbook papers. I mean, when I say scrapbook papers, they came in like a pack which had die cuts and papers. These, as you can see, they were kind of like, I think they would be folded up to kind of make bags and things, but obviously, as you can see, I haven't ever actually used them. I've got a little piece here that was also from the same pack, because I thought this looked an ideal size for me to use as some sort of template. When I say template, I probably won't end up using it, or certainly will make a bit of a hash of using it, because as you know, I don't really like measuring and doing things that are too precision based. But yes, if you're planning on joining along, bring along either some scrapbook pages with some sort of pretty decorative patterns, or you could bring along some book pages with, again, decorative but quite small patterns on them. Obviously, I've mentioned the Caroline's Craft Tree tickets. I've got some tickets in my shop if you wanted to head over there and have a look at those. And of course, any stamps with tickets and things like that. And we'll just kind of play along. I haven't really got a fixed idea of what I'm going to be doing during this video, so it's very much a kind of suck it and see. So who knows how that's going to be. Yeah, so let's get cracking. And also, actually, just before we do, got one other thing to mention. The first idea that I'm going to make, I saw this on Fabric Lace Ink Paper, Michelle Suggett, her channel. I will try and remember again to link her below. This was not my idea. This was something I saw on her channel. So that's where my inspiration has come from. So thank you, Michelle, if you happen to stumble across my video. Brilliant idea. So I'm going to click the timer and we're going to get crafting. So ready, get set. Oh, of course, sorry, you will need glue, scissors, anything to use as the backing for your tickets. And actually, one other thing, I will probably be using my crocodile for the hole punch to make like the shaped edge pieces. And obviously you might want your, what do you call it, distressing. Okay, let's hit the timer. Okay, so I'm going to do my first piece, which is the mimic of what I saw on Michelle's channel. So I'm just going to pop this on to use as, I mean, when I say template, I mean, I really am talking really rough here. I really don't like the whole having to be too precise. So, I mean, if it's not quite right, then so be it. It doesn't really matter too much. So what she did, she used book pages, like floral book pages. They weren't particularly tiny designs, actually. Hers were quite biggish designs, but they worked fantastically. Just going to cut that there. So they worked fantastically for her projects and looked really good. I decided to use this paper because obviously, as you know, I really am trying to get on top of my mess a little bit, and use a bit of my stash. So I just thought this was, you know, an ideal chance to actually use a couple of my bits and pieces. But yeah, if you head on over to her channel, she obviously made, but well, I was going to say bigger tickets. They might not have been bigger tickets because obviously I don't really know what size her tickets were, but they weren't massive tickets, but they looked very nice. Obviously I'm going to hoard that for that label. Ridiculous. I've just said I'm trying to get on top of my stash and straight away I'm hoarding the first thing that I come across, but never mind. This one, again, I can use this obviously, and I will place it like over the, you know, condensed floral type areas. So as I get, you know, the bulk with the floral designs like that. Yeah, hers looked fabulous. She didn't use a template to cut around them. I think she did measure actually, but she then just cut her ticket innards out using, you know, the zigzag scissors, you know, like the pinking shears, but more like the kids version of those. She just cut them out with those, and they looked pretty cool, I have to say. So yeah, I just thought, wow, they looked great. So you might or might not have seen my tutorial a few weeks back on you know, using up some of your 12 by 12 disliked papers and making like ticket strips out of them. So again, all these things that I'm saying, oh, I'll try and remember to link this below. I am absolutely useless at remembering, because what happens is whilst I'm uploading, I'm normally doing something else, you know, cooking the dinner or whatever else, and then I just totally forget that I've said, oh, I'll try and link that. So if I haven't linked these videos and you do want to see them, please just mention in the comments below, and, you know, I will go back and retrospectively link it. I don't know how these will look, because these are obviously much bigger flowers than those, but, you know, we'll cut some out and then we'll see. Yeah, so my ticket strips that I made were obviously using stamped tickets, which obviously, you know, because at first I thought, oh, do I want to do tickets? We just made those. But hopefully the appearance of these are going to be quite different. And obviously this is a bit of a stash buster, because I was able to use up some of these papers. I mean, again, what a ridiculous statement. This is clearly not going to make any sort of dent in my stash. So it's just literally pointless even saying it. But, you know, psychologically, I feel like I'm making a bit of a dent. Right, now I'm hunting around for my papers that I brought along to use as the backs for the tickets. Here we go. So here, and now I'm just thinking this is actually quite stiff, so maybe this isn't quite right. Right, hold on. not a good start to this video, is it? Right, so I wonder whether I've got anything with kind of enough room at the bottom to be able to use. Let's just have a look. Nope. Nope, not that. Right, hold on. Oh, it's so frustrating, because you just, you know, you think you're so organised, and then straight away at the very first hurdle, I'm literally scuppered with, I'm not obviously organised at all. It's really frustrating. Oh, and I'm just eating into my time like mad here. Oh, this is so annoying. Right. Let's try and keep things calm. No need to panic. Oh, I've got that, but that's minuscule, as you can see. Right, hold on 2 moments while I just reach behind me and see what I've got in my bag behind me. Oh my goodness, this is not going well. Now you see, this is why obviously Rachel doesn't fail, and I do every single week, is because she is obviously a little bit more organised ahead of the video and actually thinks to bring along what she might actually use. Why on earth I cannot be that organised is just totally beyond me. Right, bear with me folks, I'm going to have to go over to my stash of coffee dyed paper. This is all wasting my time. Hold on. Well, I do apologise because it's wasting your time obviously as well as mine. Right, I've brought over several sheets as you can see, so hopefully I won't have any more mishaps. Right, okay, let's get this. So this is slightly thinner, which I think is going to work better. You know, I had been organised and brought along some blank sheets, but you know, kind of when you put them there, you just think, actually, they're quite thick. So I'm just going to line my ticket pieces up. Probably should have the flowers facing roughly in the right direction. Like that. Okay. And I'm just going to glue them down. Now, you know me, I'm not obviously going to be worrying about, you know, measuring and making sure that they're precise distance from one another. I'm just going to eyeball it and hope for the best. They, you know, they're going to obviously be slightly different, I'm sure, but I'm not too worried, to be honest. You know, I think I said this in my ticket strips video. I'm sure that the ticket police aren't going to come out and, you know, tell me off for not having my stuff matching. Or, you know, in the right order, the right, you know, spacing apart. But I mean, I know that that would bother some people, of course, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. So yeah. Okay. So we've got our ticket pieces here. Now, I'm going to leave these to dry for 5 minutes whilst we can get on with a second item. So I've just kind of popped that under my leg to sit on for 5 minutes. So whilst that dries. Now I've got some book page here. So I thought the next item that we could make is a tag. I mean, as I say, unfortunately, I haven't got like a concrete plan or anything for this video. We're very much winging it. Obviously that's probably where I'm going wrong. No, I mean, honestly, that would be looking for some paper just now. That was the part I did have planned, so it doesn't really bode well, does it, for the rest of the video, but hopefully it's all going to improve from here on. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring in that card that was kind of too thick, really, to use as my ticket strip. I mean, the reason I say that is because, you know, I felt that then when I bent my tickets over, it would literally just be a little bit too stiff. And then once they were all folded over, you know, if I wanted them all folded over, like kept folded over, they'd be quite bulky. So although normally I quite like thickish things, that's probably the exception to the rule, because, you know, you can't kind of have them too thick, really. Right. So I'm just going to do this with some book page here. And then I'll just cut this tag out. Yeah, so thank you guys for anybody who has made suggestions as to any letters. Thank you to those people who are joining me with the challenge. It's really fun. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. It's, yeah, definitely a fun thing to do. Now, weirdly, I was struggling with ideas for the letter X. And then when I asked you all for suggestions, of course, why it hadn't occurred to me, but lots of you suggested Xmas, you know, Christmas. Now, obviously, that then seemed like such an obvious choice, and I don't know quite why that hadn't occurred to me. So I just did a count up the other day of how many weeks we've got left, and would you believe X is going to be, I think it was 2 weeks after Christmas. which, how annoying. So I'm now deciding whether to go for something else for the letter X, or whether to just, you know, mix the alphabet up and have our own little alphabet going on and put X, you know, before a couple of the other letters, if you see what I mean, so as we can do Christmas. I'm just having a look because I don't think that was the ticket I was intending on using. I think I was intending on using this one. So I'm just going to cut this down and see whether I'd prefer this. These are just the most awesome tickets, aren't they? I don't know where obviously Caroline got these in the first place, but wow, what an awesome find. I find tickets very hard to get hold of. I mean, as I say, I have put some in my shop, but they're literally, you know, that's it. That's my ticket collection. So I don't know where she got these ones from, but I love them. Absolutely love them. They're very Tim Holtz, I think, in their style. And I quite like them because she's done them quite biggish, which, you know, some of those Tim Holtz things are really tiny, and I mean, I just don't really do tiny, so yeah, these are kind of much better for me. Right, now I was planning on having this as a little pocket down the bottom. I'm now thinking I might have it as a belly band, so I'm just having a look to see whether I could have anything else in there. I wonder whether I could mix it up with some of this paper that I just used for our ticket strips. So is everyone getting ready for Christmas now? I'm shockingly bad. Still not getting ready. Just rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. You know, but I don't mind that. I'm quite happy being, like, you know, last minute shopper. Somehow that last minute rush actually quite spurs me on. I don't know about you guys, but I actually find that quite yeah, quite helpful sometimes to have that last minute kind of rush. Right, just having a look around now. I'm wondering whether actually I could have a bit of ticket in the background instead of the green. So the ticket that we just had cut out first, I'm just going to take another one because I'd printed out, I think it was 3 of these copies, because I was intending at first on doing my ticket strips from these, and then I thought it probably wasn't really very fair on those people who didn't have printers and things to be able to buy them. So I thought, obviously, for me, I would just utilise some of those old scrapbook papers. But, you know, of course, you could use anything. It's all going to look good. Well, hopefully look good. Not necessarily, obviously. So I'm just going to glue this down here. Finally put our Christmas tree up. Well, not finally, I mean, it was the 1st of December when we put it up. We always put it up on the 1st, and this year, I have to be honest, actually, we put it up on the 1st, but because my eldest son was working overtime that day, so we didn't want to leave him out, so we put the you know, the bare tree. We have an artificial tree, so we put the bare tree up, and we put the lights on around it, because that's that boring task that nobody really wants to do. And then we left it until the following day to actually decorate. And then, as it actually happens, my eldest son said, oh, don't worry, you know, you can do it without me anyway, because he actually then is at college on the Monday, so he doesn't get back until quite late in the day. Well, very late. Some nights it's about 9:30, because he's quite away from home where he goes to college. So yeah, we ended up decorating it without him anyway. Well, in fact, without my husband as well, because we just did it, my daughter, my middle son, and myself, when they got home from school on the Monday. So we actually kind of put it up on the 2nd, which normally it's on the 1st, but we weren't too far adrift of what we normally do. So, right. Now, I don't know whether you could kind of see what I was doing there while I was waffling on about the Christmas tree, but I've just used that ticket there as a pocket on the tag. So I'll just cut that down at the side. And then what I'm going to do is just pop a butterfly on there. Now these are some butterflies that, again, I haven't listed them in my shop, but hopefully by the time that the video goes up, I will have done. You get 2 pages. This is the plan. 2 pages. They're all exactly the same butterfly, and I have just kind of altered the colouring. So you get a lighter page and a deeper page. So, I mean, that butterfly is now kind of a non-breed because obviously it's all different strange colours to what it would, you know, I guess have naturally originally come in. But yeah, hopefully you'd have lots of fun fussy cutting out all those hundreds of butterflies, but also, well, I say hundreds, obviously there's not hundreds, but I don't know how many there are altogether, but there's 2 pages anyway. And I mean, I just love a butterfly. And so, and obviously over time, I've discovered some butterflies that I like to use more than others, because some are easier for fussy cutting, some are just better shapes, and, you know, some just look better than others for me. And these were just some that I particularly liked. And so I just thought, actually, I will colour them myself. That one's a bit too dark actually, so I'm just going to cut out this slightly lighter one. And as you can see, I obviously haven't got round to cutting these yet. Well, I've cut out a handful, but not finished. Yeah, so I just think they'll be quite handy because you've got such a lot of colours here that hopefully you could, you know, get something obviously suitable. They're not bad sizes. They're, yeah, hopefully going to prove quite useful. I've used them a couple of times already, even though they're not even in my shop yet. I've used them a couple of times on a couple of items, you know, that I've been making, whilst I was obviously testing them out and making sure that I was happy with them. And I think they're going to be really, really handy. So yes, hopefully they will be in my shop ready for this video going up as well. Now, what I thought we could do is on the top of here, use a ticket for the tab. So again, we've got this one here that's kind of yellow and blue. And I'm just thinking, because that lady is sort of yellow, and obviously the tickets are blue, that this might be a good colour choice for the tab. So like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this down. Often I don't cut my tags down at the corners, I leave them, you know, rectangular, but this one actually I think would look better cut down. Just going to get my ink. I need to really get a move on because look at the time now, 10:21. I've still got to finish off those ticket strips and make a whole third thing, which I've not even given any thought to yet. So we might just have to make another ticket strip, to be honest, but using these tickets. So there we go. And then I'm just going to ink up that butterfly. We can pop the butterfly actually maybe over here. Like that. And then the ticket here, I'll just ink that. And again, I'm just going to staple that, I think, across the top. You know, that's just nice and quick and easy then. Like that. And then we could have another butterfly up there actually. Would be quite fun. So let's use that darker one anyway. We'll just ink it up a bit. We'll just pop that one up there. Oh my gosh, have you seen the time? I don't think I'm going to make this one which is a bit of a shame. Right, I'm not going to put anything in the pocket because obviously my time's running out. So you can just imagine what that would look like with something in the pocket. So here I'm just cutting these tickets down. Like that. And then I'm just going to ink around them. Now, again, loads of you had the most fantastic ideas for, you know, making the little perforated holes between the tickets. Unfortunately, as you know, I don't have my sewing machine here, haven't got one of those sellotape dispensers, and would you believe I did have one of those little hole things, you know, like the sewing things. But much as I never get rid of anything, that's the one thing that I did actually get rid of quite a long time ago, because I'd never used it. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame because I actually don't have one of those things. I'm just going to do this. So of course, you know, if you've got things, you can do your little perforated, oh, what do you call them? You know, bits, your perforated things there. Now I'm just folding this down, making my little notches. Oops, that one's went a bit loopy, that one. Oh well. Oh well, I am rushing quite a lot because this is not really going very well today. Oh gosh, I'm really making not a very good job of this, I must say. So please don't do this in too much of a rush because it's just not going to be great. If you make some of these, try and do it in slower time. I don't know what happened with the time today. Clearly not in the zone. Right. And I'll just do my ends like that. So that's my little tickets, and then I'm just going to like emphasize where they would have the perforations instead of them having the perforations, I guess. So, and then we'll just go sort of down the edges a bit like that. And then, to be honest, it's up to you really. I mean, you could take a Sharpie and kind of draw around your tickets, or, you know, stamp something on there saying ticket or something like that. Obviously I'm quite low on time, so I'm not going to muck about with them, but that's my little ticket strip using those, and they look really pretty, don't they? So right, let's put those to one side. Now probably, I think what else we can do with some of these. Oh, the time is just racing by. Let's have a look. Sometimes I think you can like over research things, and then your mind's like got all these billions of ideas, and then I sit down and I literally can't really think of any of them, which is pretty annoying. So I'm just taking obviously a bunch of these. And I'm just wondering whether we could do some sort of like collage-y thing. Exactly like we did with the postage stamps. So again, I mean, I probably should have cut these out first. Look at this lovely ticket. It reminds me of like ice cream and days at the beach and like beach huts. Looks so cool. I love these, Caroline. If you happen to stumble across this video, really awesome tickets. Really do love them. Thank you very much for sharing them with us all. Okay. Right, so what I'm thinking, oh my gosh, look at the time now. What is going on here? Right, what I'm thinking, if I just bring in some book page. Now, I really can't afford to muck about here, so I'm just thinking literally glue the tickets down, much as like a kind of brick wall. Well, not a brick wall actually, because that's quite uniform. So yeah, not a brick wall, but you know, a shoddy version of a brick wall. Again, let me just get my paintbrush, which I know is in my bag because I saw it yesterday. Now, of course, I can't find it. Oh no, what is going on? Come on. No, I now can't find the oh, now I can't find the brush. Right, let me just use the fat brush. Just like we did last week, because I just haven't got time obviously to muck about any further. I've mucked about enough here, so I'm just going to get sticking with my tickets. Aren't they gorgeous? I just absolutely love them. They are so nice. Like that. Oops. Not quite the same size, so you know, kind of have to fiddle about a bit, which again, obviously I haven't really got time for fiddling around very much. Wonder whether I could just pop one of mine on or something, just because they are already cut. Oh, I could do. Oh, maybe not. Right, okay. Let me go back and cut out a couple more. Like this. Gosh, look at that time. Racing. The time is racing away. So we just cut that one and this one. And do you know what? I haven't touched lace so far. Is this going to be a lace-free video? Surely not. Let's pop that one down there. Right. Whoops. Now, in an ideal world, I would now do one more line. Have I got time? Is the question. I'm going to run out of time here. Oh, well, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to have to cheat again. And again, I just think, oh, why? Why am I cheating every time? I haven't seen Rachel cheat not one time. What is wrong with me? Why am I having to cheat every single week? There we go. I'm just going to cut that off there. And hopefully I can just fill in gaps with those two little bits. So, oh my gosh, look at the time here. So again, I'm just going to paste that there, like that. Okie dokie. Oh my goodness. Come on. Come on, come on. Pop that there. Just going to put that one in the middle. Right. Oh my gosh. Finally, we're done. Right. So what I'm going to do, oh, where's my wipe now? Here we go. Press them down so they're obviously, oh, I've just spotted. Just need to fill in this little space here. That's fine. Right. Now I'm going to cut this down a bit. Come on. Now obviously this is not ideal because this is, you know, obviously soaking wet. There goes my timer. Ah! Sorry guys, I have failed miserably again. Just, well, I'm going to write it off because I had to spend that time hunting for the paper. So that probably didn't really help, but I know ultimately cheating, just ultimately cheating, and there's just no two ways about that, is there? But right, now what I'm going to do is just cut this down here because it might be a little bit wide for the page anyway. Just cut it across the top so that just neatens that up a little bit, and then just down the side where it was just overhanging slightly. I mean, personally, I think that looks lovely, just exactly as it is, you know, anyway. Doesn't even really need anything else. But I mean, of course, that would be probably slightly strange to just leave it completely plain. So let me just see what I've got here beside me. And again, I've got some other bits that I'm also adding in my shop, which again, hopefully will be in there by the weekend. I've got some photographs. These are kind of my scruffy versions, you know, where I've been like printing them and playing. Oh, this is on thick card. Let me put that down. Where I have been like printing them and playing, but I will just use this one. So yeah, again, hopefully these will be in my shop by the weekend, by the time I put the video up. So there's some architecture photographs and some people photographs. So hopefully they'll all be listed to kind of coincide with this. Now, I'm actually thinking I'm going to tear this round. So, and they're all just photographs from like my, you know, my collection that I've kind of gathered over a couple of years. And yeah, hopefully they'd just be kind of nice versatile pieces for you to be able to use. Oh my goodness, that looks so cute, doesn't it? Hopefully you think so as well, and it's not just me. Especially as I'm now cheating to pop him on there. No, not that. Let me just have a look. Now I've cheated anyway, what's the difference? Oh, I'm just going to have him like that, to be honest, because, you know, I can finish him off in a minute, because obviously I'm just cheating more and more and more every moment. Right, I'm just going to pop him down like that, and I wonder if I can use this label that we didn't use. So just cut that down. And again, I'll just ink that up. It's not really quite the right colour now. It's almost better white actually, but let me just ink around here a bit. I'm using this walnut stain, which again, I know I've said this tons of times now, but it's quite black based. So it's, you know, takes a bit of getting used to, sort of colour wise really, but well, perhaps I'll have him just without the label. But hopefully you can see what he would end up looking like, you know, if I had time to actually finish decorating him. I mean, he could have a bit of lace down the side or something, or a bit of lace at the top. Or let's just put the lace down the side. And then he looks a little bit more finished off, whereas otherwise for me, he just looks a bit lacking. So we just pop some lace down there. Sorry guys for the cheating going on again. And I know you're all really kind, and loads of you do say to me, oh, you've not cheated. I know I have, but sometimes these things just, you know, can't be helped. I mean, I could just obviously just stop dead, but I just think you guys probably want to see more how it's going to look than me just literally stopping and saying, oh, well, time's up, you know. And you know what? I think might just finish him off with a bit of this goldy bling. Yeah, let's do that. Oops, not obviously glued that lace trim down very well. See, I didn't think I could have a completely lace-free video. Oops. Did I have a lace-free video last week? Trying to think whether I used lace with the postage stamps. I don't think I did. Right. Oops, come on. Oh, come on. Right, pop that down there. Okay, so we got there in the end. Obviously, a bit of cheating going on, but never mind. So let's see what we managed to achieve, and obviously I will try and link those things below that I've said that I'm going to try and remember to do. So So the things that we made, we've got this one here, which kind of would be like a little pocket on a page. I love how that looks. We've got the ticket strip here, which looks again really cute. And again, obviously you could edge that round with some black pen or something. You could stamp over it. You know, you don't have to leave that plain. And then we've got this lady tag with the tickets as the tag, which again, obviously I need to ink the back. But if I just get a photograph, for instance, so I'll just cut this one out. Sorry, more cheating going on now. I just wanted to demonstrate, obviously, something in the pocket. So, and that's how that would be with something in the pocket. So, yeah, got there eventually. Bit of a protracted process, I'm afraid. But, yeah, hopefully you like the kind of finished article. You know, in the end, I quite like that little ticket on there, I think. So I'm going to pop that down there in a moment. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Apologies again for the cheating. So thanks very much, and I hope you'll all join me next time. Thanks then. Bye.